Dear leaders, dear friends, good morning to you all. Bonjour, buenos dias, bon dia. I'm Dr. Samuel Vincent Roja, the Evangelism Coordinator for West Central Africa Division. I feel very honored to be part of this forum initiated and organized by the Inter-American Division. I want to be very thankful to my dear colleague, Dr. Balvin Braham, who extended the invitation to me to be part of this August gathering. I am asked to present, on behalf of our division, the method, the initiatives, and the resources used for evangelism in our territory. But before I continue, I want to ask you to permit me to extend to you the greetings of my president, the division president, Dr. Liwek Dido, who happens to be a friend to many of you and an alumni of one of your prestigious universities in Haiti. As you know, evangelism takes place within specific context that inform the choice and the relevance of method, initiatives, and resources. In that sense, it's proper to me to say something about our territory. Our territory covers 22 countries, among which, just to name a few, you have Ghana, Nigeria, Cameroon, Cote d'Ivoire, Mali, Niger, Mauritania, just to name those few. But as I told you, there are 22 countries. Our territory is very large, multicultural, multilingual, and multireligious. Most of the countries that constitute our territory are counted among the poorest in the world. We are also very popularly known as a very unstable territory because of political instability. And if you've been listening to international news, you must be aware of the activities in our territory of terrorist groups, among which the most prominent is Boko Haram. Our territory is largely dominated by the majority group, those we call our cousins. And that constitutes a great challenge for us. Nevertheless, we are in mission with zeal, determination, and the Lord is blessing us. Now, let me share some of the methods we have been using. Some of them were mostly used before COVID, and others in recent time, we started introducing them in our territory after the hit of COVID. So just to name some of these methods, we use a public or outdoor evangelism method, very popular. It has been our traditional practice in this part of the world because of our sociocultural realities. We also use indoor evangelism method, small group method. Some we call it here home fellowship method, because some of these small groups meet in people's home and it becomes a fellowship at home. We also use friendship evangelism, which is not very apparent, but is used by our member, and it seems to be very, very strong, even the basis, the backbone of what we are doing. We also use what we call here compassion ministry, compassion evangelism. In your own side of the world, you will call it Adventist community service. But in our tradition, we see it as a compassion ministry, meeting the needs of the people around us. In recent time, we started developing, maybe because of COVID, media evangelism. And it has become the talk of the day today in this part of the world. We have come to realize that public or outdoor method or campaigns has given us great result. That is true. We've gotten the highest number of baptisms through this method, but it's very, very costly. And the greatest challenge with this method is that it's not easy to keep the new convert in our churches, because most of the people come to know us in a very much attractive setting. And when they come to us, they discover that we don't have befitting churches, buildings, and the tendency is very high for some of them to go back to where they came from. And because people come, without really knowing anybody in the church, having no friends, after baptism, we register a high rate of loss in terms of membership. But outdoor campaign seems to fit in some places. Not expensive. People come because they are invited by their friends. They have some social ties before they come. And so this method also has given us some good results. Only that it's not always easy to organize. Before we gather, the number of people in our churches, we need great work to be done. We need to be sure that our members have made enough friends that we can gather, who can easily come to our churches to listen to our messages, to do Bible studies with us. One of the best methods that we have used so far is small group evangelism. This small group evangelism has become the backbone of our strategy. We divide churches into small groups. We allocate zones to them. They go, make friendship over there, do Bible studies. Then when we think people are ready for our core Bible studies, core doctrines, we organize those Bible studies with them in those small groups. And so far, we are getting good results from this method also. And we realize that it's a good method of strengthening the church, fellowship among members, and a direct, a focused mission of our members. The compassion or the community service approach. Actually, our context is very open to that because of the high level of poverty among our people. People are needy, and many times when we organize outings to meet their needs, they highly appreciate. And after some time, because they have known us to be people who are very compassionate, they are open to study the Bible with us. And when we organize campaigns among them or Bible studies among them, whether public or small group campaigns, they are willing to listen, and some of them join the church easily. Now, as I said, after COVID, the heat of COVID-19, we also joined the whole world, of course, into media evangelism. This was not too popular among us before COVID. But today, media evangelism through the Facebook, YouTube, WhatsApp, we have a TV station in Ghana using Adventist World Radio, all these new methods. we are getting better results, and we want to thank God for that. What we have observed so far is that the combination of methods seems to be very efficient. For example, we have realized that when we combine small groups and public evangelism, in that sense, it will be reaping campaigns, 1 week at most, we also get strong results. Small group, first of all, we've started trying it. We ask our churches to divide in small groups, to study our fundamental beliefs with their friends. Then an evangelist through Zoom, we preach, go through those fundamental beliefs again just for 1 week, the core beliefs. And so far, we are satisfied with that. And we even hope to continue with that in the nearest future. We also realize today that small group is at the center of the whole strategy. For example, when we combine small groups activities with media evangelism, we are getting better results. In one of the unions, for example, the Southern Ghana Union, these methods, as I get the testimony from them, appears to be the most successful method ever used in that territory. And so we are on the belief that all methods are good, but none of them alone can do it for us. So combination of different methods seems to be the way to go. And through media evangelism, many people come to hear about our message, and it becomes easy to gather them, whether in small groups or in those method or even public campaigns. So far, we have not come back again to the public campaigns because of the COVID situation right now. In some places, it's still possible, but we are not going into that so fast. We need to take time for that. So these are the few methods we are using. But when we also analyze this SMS system, we have come to realize that whether small groups or public evangelism or any other method that we use, friendship is very, very, very important. Very important. As a matter of fact, many of those we receive as new baptized members and who stay longer are those who came through a friend. So these are basically the method we are using. In terms of initiatives, of course, we are part of the World Church. And so TMI, throughout last quinquennium, was an initiative we embarked on, and that helped us to motivate our members to become missionaries. And so far, we are growing to that. A lot of work is still to be done, but our members have understood. And now, with these new initiatives of how we go, we are pressing on so that every member understands his responsibility to be a missionary for Jesus Christ. But locally, we've tried 2 initiatives backed by TMI. What we called Word Impact, the impact of the division in a particular territory. What did we do? Everybody at the division, from the president down to all the directors and even the workers, receive a budget for evangelism. And for the president, the leaders, and the directors, we choose a particular union in every year, and all of us move to support that particular union at a specific time for evangelism activities. This has helped us to support the weakest. It has helped us to be of encouragement to the people in the field, and it has helped us also to let people understand that all of us in this church, whatever the position we hold, we are only simple servants of the Lord. We are missionaries, and that is our mission. And the second initiative that we've had, of course, it was inspired by what happened in Rwanda some years ago. We called it, that was in 2018 in our division, we called it Word Pentecost 2018. All the unions organized small groups. For about 2 years, they were in these activities. Then, in a specific time, February, March 2018, everybody was at work. We held small group campaigns, held ministry campaigns, we held public campaigns. We were even privileged to have some evangelists coming from your own division, and even some places across the whole world who came to support us. These initiatives, by the grace of God, has yielded a good number of baptisms to us. And because it was a combination of various methods, so far we thank God that the losses seems not to be too high. But that was a motivating initiative, a synergy method that helped us a lot in this part of our division. In terms of resources, actually we don't use any special, we don't have any special resource. What we do, we use the resources available in the GC website. But mostly, so far, we've used New Beginning book, New Beginning PowerPoints, because in our view, they were more contextualized, in our own site. And so people are still using those PowerPoint very effectively. And we also use Discovery Bible Studies because we have portion of French speaking. We use La Bible à la main, Voix de l'Espérance, a lot of these that are known to all of you. These are the resources we use. A few of the resources are also developed by us, by our pastors. They are also used in the territory, especially when we want to do tract evangelism, because sometimes too we do tract evangelism, not quite often, but usually with the young people and the literature evangelists and even in local churches. So these are the method we are using. If I have to summarize myself, I would say in our division, we are using a variety of evangelism methods. And also, we embark on GC initiatives, plus some of our own initiatives. This quinquennium, we are already having some of them that we want to start from next year. And also, in terms of resources, we benefit a lot from the World Church, and we add the little that we can produce to make the work of God move in this part of the territory. So far, we are very thankful to God, and we are open to learn from the rest of the world, from the experience of others, to enrich ourselves, to be more efficient. And again, our territory is open. Our hands are open. Anyone who has something to offer to us, to support us, is always welcome. And we are a warm society. As Africans, we welcome all the foreigners working with us. And we think evangelism By God's grace, we walk in throughout the world if we synergize to work together. And so thank you for this beautiful initiative. We look forward meeting you maybe one day physically and to hear from you, to learn from you. Thank you. May God bless all of you. Amen.